Welcome back to the news at 10, reaching you live from Lagos. Let's quickly shift our gears now to our Abuja studios, where Linda Akigbe is standing by to take us through a couple of more stories. Linda.
Hello, Gimba. Welcome back to Abuja. 8 supporters of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, have been confirmed dead in an auto crash which occurred today at Uboko, Upper Local Government Area of Benue State. They were traveling to Agatu for the flag-off of the PDP Zone C senatorial campaigns when the accident involving 3 vehicles happened. The bodies of the victims have been deposited at the morgue of General Hospital in Otupo, while the survivors were still receiving treatment in Aduka at the time of this report. Governor Samuel Otom, who visited the victims in hospital in the company of former Senate President Senator David Mark, has announced indefinite postponement of the PDP senatorial campaigns in Zone C. In Enugu State, the victims of the Christmas Day fire in Agbapa, Enugu East local government area can now heave a sigh of relief following the state government's intervention. Those who lost their property to the outbreak were given 500,000 naira each, food items and other basic needs to start all over. However, there is caution from the state's emergency management agency for residents to take extra precautionary safety measures in order to avert another disaster.
It was a Black Christmas for residents of Umba Street in Abakpa and Ametiti, both in Enugu East local government area. This is the aftermath of the Christmas Day fire outbreak that left houses burnt and properties inside destroyed. Eyewitness offered a little explanation they can on what could have caused the fire.
We saw people running helter-skelter. Eventually discovered that the house was burning. God so kind, a lot of youth of the community helped in putting out the fire before they actually helped in reducing the fire before the fire service came around. From what I gathered, I think it's from a spark, electric spark.
Everything burn, no pin, nothing. Even clear everywhere, no pin, anything. Also with the rice, bag of rice, some people give the widows. That rice burn.
For those who lost everything, it's been sleepless nights spent wondering how to pick up from here. But all hope is not lost, as a visit from the state government brings reassurance that all will be well.
Once we are alive, I believe we will cover everything. And with the support the government will give to you people, I believe we will do our best. So about to have as 5 for few people. I want to say I should give each and one of you 500,000. Then the owner of the building, I should give him 1 million naira.
The government delegation came bearing gifts in form of relief materials for the victims, a reminder that residents should be more cautious.
We advise people that live in this type of community to be conscious of their environment, especially at this dry season. First of all, once they are leaving the house, they should turn off their sockets, turn off all electrical appliances, and for most of them that use kerosene and stove to cook, they should also be mindful of the fact that explosion could occur from those things, so they should apply more caution and care in using those things.
If government are not doing what they're supposed to do, they're not supposed to send the fire service team to be here, and they're not supposed to come and assist them after the damages. It is our duty to sensitize our people more so that we prevent such to
As a leader of this community,
many of those victims will now set out to find alternative accommodation for their families, hoping to get good shelter before the new year arrives. Nkiru Ajogu, Channels Television News.
And that's all from Abuja. Here is Anne for Business News.
You first. First Bank.
Thank you, Linda. Let's begin business news tonight with Nigeria's manufacturing sector purchasing managers index. It has now expanded for 21 consecutive times to 61.1 points for this month. The latest PMI report from the central bank already indicates That index grew at a faster rate compared to the 57.9 points recorded in November. At the same time, production index level for the sector grew to 63.6 points, while new orders grew to 62.3 points. The composite PMI for the non-manufacturing sector grew for 21 consecutive months to 62.3 points, indicating a faster expansion rate against November's index. And still with the Central Bank of Nigeria, its latest Consumer Expectation Survey report shows that overall confidence outlook improved within the fourth quarter due to increased consumer optimism. According to the survey conducted between November the 24th and December the 7th, overall consumer confidence index was higher at 9.7 points. And that's when you compare it to 8.7 points, which was recorded in the same period last year. That survey has attributed the outlook to expected increase in net household income and improvement in Nigeria's economic condition in the next 12 months. The central bank has announced the deployment of its consumer complaint management system with effect from January the 2nd next year. A statement from the financial markets regulator says the move is part of efforts to ensure that Nigeria's banking and finance sector is stable. According to the CBN, the automated system will help ease complaint management and boost confidence in Nigeria's banking sector. Just last month, the CBN said it received more than 1,000 complaints from dissatisfied bank customers in the first quarter of 2018. The Nigerian Stock Exchange says it has expelled 35 stockbroking firms from trading and they have revoked their operating license. A statement from them released today says the expulsion, which takes immediate effect, follows a special meeting of the National Council of the Exchange held on December the 13th. The NSE also asked the investing public not to deal with expelled firms in relation to transactions on the exchange and advised investors having accounts with the affected stockbroking firms to transfer their books to any active licensed firm that is dealing with the exchange. Now let's find out, talking about the domestic stock market, it has ended today's session deep in the red, but with mixed, heavy sell pressure and a surge in volume turnover of shares. Let's now join Chimeze Obiwagu for the details.
Thank you, Anne, and welcome to the Stock Market Report. The equities market got a heavy haircut today as risk-averse investors couldn't let the bulls remain in the market after the Santa rally on Christmas Eve. Investors are doing last-minute positioning and taking profit. The profit-taking cuts across all the 5 major sectors. The oil and gas lost the most because of the profit-taking on Seplat shares. The consumer goods is the first runner-up, pulled down by Nestle's 8.48% loss. And then the industrial sector, no thanks, of course, to Dangote Cement. These are heavyweight stocks. As a result, the all-share index came down 2.07%. Interestingly, today's recorded the highest volume and value transactions in December. Look at that. The volume was unusually high at almost 2 billion shares, and the value closed high at about 6.54 billion naira. Let's look at the drivers now. NEM Insurance churned out over half of the total volume and value as the company positions for new investors. The next two were Wema Bank and NACO. Last year, Nigerian stock market was rated one of the top 5 exchanges globally. Analysts say that may not happen this year. And with one more trading session before this year winds down, we can only keep our fingers crossed and hope for a happy and prosperous new year. And that was the Stock Market Report. I'm Chimeze Obiwagu. Back to you, Anne.
Thank you, Chimeze. Well, that's what we will be hoping for come 2019. Let's talk about stock markets outside Nigeria now. For Africa, Asia and Europe, they have ended today's trading session mostly positive, but it's a different picture for US markets after another volatile session. Let's take a look at the figures. And that's business news for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful weekend. I am Anne Nwawadu.